Welcome everyone. Today we are talking to Anthony about Real Madrid. So, Anthony, would you introduce yourself?
Hey Akshat, thanks for having me. And oh fuck, I fucked it up in the start.
Bro, I'm keeping this clip in the.
Don't give that. Hey Akshat, thanks for having me. I'm Antony Thomas. I'm doing BTech Mechanical in VIT, uh, and I'm from Kerala. Like, and mechanical is like a big thing in Kerala. Like everyone is like so crazy about mechanical guys here.
That is very interesting to hear because the whole world is shifting towards CS, and here we have Kerala, which has a very special name for mechanical engineers. Can you tell us that?
It's called Royal Mech.
Royal Mech.
Yeah,
Damn.
like it just it's like mechanical is considered as like a really cool year. Like it's full of guys. They'll be partying all the time. They'll be like controlling the whole college, like everything. That's why it's really fun to be in a mechanical branch in Kerala if you're doing it.
And then you made a mistake of joining VIT, and then you
Yeah,
realize.
there are no girls.
So, which club do you follow, Anthony?
I'm a big fan of Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So, tell us about your journey as a fan and how football connects with you.
When I was 10 or 11 or something, I
Hmm.
had shifted to this new place. It's called Kannur, another district here.
Okay.
And when I was there, I had no like I didn't have many friends,
Hmm.
and I met a few guys, and I started playing football there.
Hmm.
Like through football, I met a lot of people. I got a lot of friends there,
Hmm.
and that drove me to love football. Like it's a way of socializing, meeting new people, and after that, I just loved the game and started liking Real Madrid from there.
Which was your first match that you remember that you saw? I know you can't remember the first match you saw, but
Yeah, of
a
course.
distinctive match that you remember, like, yeah, that was something.
But one of my favorite matches was the 2014 Champions League final against Atletico. I
Oh,
remember staying late to watch that. That was the one. That was the match that drove me to love football. Like really get into it. Really love that team. And
I
that was the
am
match.
I am guessing that this was that match in which Ramos came up with the
Yeah,
header
the
at the
late.
dying minutes.
Yeah. That was the match.
Tell me something. Are you a Real Madrid fan or are you a Ronaldo fan? Because there are certain people who just follow Madrid because they're a big fan of Ronaldo, and now Ronaldo shifted to Juve. There is a certain shift, and I went through similar phase when Pep Guardiola took over Manchester City, and there was a talk of Aguero leaving the club, and I can tell you it's a very hard time because when your favorite player is rumored to leave the club. How do you deal with that? What was your whole experience with Ronaldo leaving?
Like I'm a Ronaldo fan too. I'm not saying that I'm not a fan of Ronaldo. I
Mm-hmm.
I like him very much, but like a club is like a lot bigger than a player. Like
Right.
everything related to the club, the ideology of the club, their winning mentality. That's what makes you love the club. But after
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo left, it was a hard time for the club. We were losing matches. Still we can't score goals like when he was there. That's a big
Mm-hmm.
problem. After he left, I used to like watch some of the matches of Juventus, but those were not as good as La Liga matches, man.
I
So
can totally understand because there's something which you connect with the club. Like you mentioned ideologies. What do you
yeah,
think Real Madrid represents in the football world?
yeah, like Real Madrid is really big on winning. Like they
Mm.
can't, like the fans can't tolerate any match that is lost. It's a really big problem for them. Like
Wow.
trophies are expected every year. They are expected to win the La Liga, at least finish second. Finishing second is also a like a
Defeat.
loss, like a big defeat for them.
Wow.
Anything short of a trophy is a failure.
Like you set the bar so high for yourself that anything like even second place is a defeat.
Yeah, that's the main thing about Real Madrid that I love.
And I think the person who really captures this idea is none other than Zinedine Zidane. We know
Yeah,
what he has done for the club. Can you talk about Zidane and what do you think of him?
like Zidane was a big a big player before he became a manager, right? He was a Ballon d'Or winner. He won the World Cup and stuff.
Right, right.
And to keep up with that legend, to become a good manager, that was a lot of pressure for him. But he
Agreed.
delivered on it.
Agreed.
Right? And he won 3 Champions Leagues, 2 La Liga, and that was really big. The first season he came, he won the Champions League.
And
And
I guess Zidane is the only manager to win the Champions League back to back for
yeah,
3 consecutive seasons. That is something that can't be recreated, I guess,
yeah, sure.
in
But
this.
that was the time when Ronaldo was there. That's also stuff. And like in a club like Real Madrid, it's really difficult for a manager. They've
Mhm.
had over 26 head coaches in 30 years.
Oh, I remember Rafa Benitez when he came to Madrid.
Uh,
There was this huge joke about Madrid lowering their standards. Now I can understand after talking to you that there is a certain performance level maintained, and Rafa Benitez was expected to be a mid-table manager because he hadn't done anything groundbreaking before joining Real Madrid. So his appointment was a really strange decision.
if you are not at your best, like at Real Madrid, you won't last there. You can't put down your roots. You can't take 2 or 3 years to like develop your style of play, to get the players into it. You can't do that. You just need to give your absolute best. The second you like take responsibility as the head coach there. Only 2 managers have completed more than 3 years in Real Madrid. It's Jose Mourinho and some other manager, some old manager. I don't remember his name.
That he is another discussion altogether. I love to discuss Jose Mourinho tactics and his ideologies with someone someday.
Yeah, you should do that with a Chelsea fan or something.
Sure. All the Chelsea fan hearing out there, or any football fan who is listening, contact us freely. We'll discuss about football, anything related to football. And coming back to Barcelona, what do you think? Well, like I understand the rivalry, but they play good football, and obviously the Messi Ronaldo comparison is there. Let's just ignore that and tell me a Barcelona player that you would love to have in the Madrid team right now.
I would love to have Suarez in the team, right?
Suarez.
Yeah.
I understand, as a replacement for a finisher.
Yeah, we need a finisher. Like Benzema is stepping in, he's trying his best, but that's not the level that is expected in Real Madrid.
And I guess investing money in Hazard was a kind of a wrong move because they were trying to replace a finisher with a creator. Hazard is more of a creator,
And
according to me.
we have 2 left wingers already, Rodrigo and Vinicius. Bringing in another left winger was kind of a waste.
So, what do you think the existing problems are there in the club, and how you think the club should move forward?
There are a lot of aging players, right? Marcelo, Cruz, Modric, Benzema. Like everyone's over 30, almost 30 and over 30 right now.
Ramos himself.
Ramos himself, and they need to be replaced. We have young players, but they haven't been given the opportunity to play for the club, to play in big matches.
I guess this is because of that pressure to perform immediately that Real Madrid brings upon. And I guess when Ronaldo came, I remember Manuel Pellegrini, who signed him. Such a successful club as Manchester United to Real Madrid, it was considered like a groundbreaking move for a manager to do that, for a player to do that, and he performed actually. Like he lived up to his task, he lived up to his name. I think rarely there are people now who can do that because Manchester City, they have made such expensive signings. Out of them, some work, some don't, and that is the culture right now in football. Because bringing up new talent, I guess giving them time is risky for the clubs, and this is actually damaging the football in general. Because let's take an example, Phil Foden. He has been given time, very less time, but he has been given time consistently by Guardiola. 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and people complain about it because he has been performing in those specific 5 minutes. But nobody notices the pressure that Manchester City or Pep Guardiola is on to perform. And if just in case the team doesn't perform, all the pressure comes down to who? The young player who didn't perform in the match. So I guess you are understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah. But we need that. We need the wins, right? We need to win the La Liga. We can't like take risks with young players, giving them too much time on the pitch.
So like we are in a very strange spot over here that there are young players who require testing or a trial period, and there are clubs who don't want to do that, right?
Yeah, like there are teams that do that, right? Borussia and teams like that that helps to bring up young players. Many of the big clubs they give the young players on loan to other clubs so that they can get used to the high pressure games, that
Mm.
competition and stuff.
Amazing point you mentioned that you remember Odegaard who was just hyped so much, and
Yeah,
that
he's
poor
in
lad.
Sociedad right now.
I know, and that poor lad was under so much pressure to perform that even if he could do something, he because of the pressure he didn't.
Like in a big club like that, you can't give them a. If they can have a second chance, but more than that, nothing can be given in that club. Like, they
Exactly.
expect too much. Like and coming to Perez, he's like a really demanding guy, Florentino
Mm-hmm.
Perez,
Mm-hmm.
and he won't tolerate anything less than total perfection in the club.
This sounds very much like this Steve Jobs. I was watching his movie. This perfectionist term keeps on coming over there also. So I guess when you are competing on such a high level, there has to be ruthlessness there for getting the performance.
Yeah, they don't care about the personnel. They don't care. They won't even care about sacking Zidane in the next season if he underperforms.
So, but this is like something that breaks my heart when I see stuff happening because if I remember Iker Casillas, he was in the club for since he was 5 years old, and what kind of treatment he got towards the end of his career? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, that was really bad from the fans, the management, and like it happens to most of the players. Pepe also left like that. Like that's what happens in a club of this stature usually. But
And this brings me to the like Liverpool because they gave Klopp time and he brought the results. He took his time. The management trusted him. They gave him 2 or 3, 4 years to develop the team according to his liking. They gave him time, and now we can see such a good team which won the Champions League last year. Right now, the Premier League with so many matches remaining.
yeah, yeah.
So big shifts in football going on right now, and it's interesting time now. This brings me to the Indian football scene. What do you think is like? How do you think the Indian football scene is going right now with ISL or the I League?
The main problem here
Hmm.
is that we don't have the viewership here like that Indian football deserves.
Hmm.
A lot of people are still into cricket. They don't
Hmm.
find football that interesting. Without viewership, you can't bring in money. You can't bring in new players. You can like you can't hold big champions
Hmm.
competitions and stuff. Like, that's the main problem here.
I guess this thing that you mentioned, viewership, that plays a big role because at the end of the day, it's all about money. And if the revenue generated by these football matches is not enough to run businesses, these clubs won't run, right?
Yeah,
The national team is a different thing, and these leagues are run by different organizations, and they act as a way of generating revenue and jobs for the people throughout the country. So, what is your message to the listeners regarding how they should, if they have interest in football, how do they continue if they are still young or want to join football as a profession?
I'm not qualified or anything. I'm not even old enough to give that.
I am
Give any
sure
advice
I'm
on
sure
that.
you might have thought someday in your life that I will become a footballer because
No
everyone
man, I
has
was
the.
really bad at playing. I really suck at football.
No, okay, just tell me like which position do you prefer to play at, like
I
midfielder,
I I like to play as a right back usually.
right back. That's like Carvajal, right,
That
right, right.
position. Like, I can go through the wings and give crosses and stuff. I used to play like that, but now I can't run for more than 10 minutes.
I know the reason for that. Gate three.
Yeah, okay, 3 years fucked up.
I guess there are changes put forward by the Indian government and
But there's so much they can do, right? Like the people's mindset need to change. They need to get into. they need to get more into football and like let go of cricket for a little bit, a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
That's the reason for this podcast, to allow football to grow on its own and allow people to take a risk, take a chance, that give football a chance, that it can help people. And there was this very interesting movie released on Netflix regarding this. If you have heard about it, Penalty.
I haven't seen it.
Man, it's a good movie. It discusses about discrimination as well as the Indian football scene. It's a good watch. I would recommend the listeners and you to watch it.
Okay, I'll try to watch it next time.
So, man, I believe you will watch it. Anything else you want to say to the audience?
Football has been like meet a lot of new people. You can really get to know people in a football field,
Right,
like
right,
what
right.
they are like. So everyone listening to this, if you have something to talk about, if you have something interesting you want to say, join the podcast. Uh, Contact Akshat Kazana. നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറയാനുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇതിൽ പറയണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. Okay, then thank you.
Great, man. I'm always open to different culture, different lifestyles, and that's what this podcast is about. New people, different lives, what we can learn together. Thank you.